Man, I wanted to do like an episode on shallow dock fishing in the fall. That fish, he has been caught a bunch of times. That's a good one. But a good one. Thank you, buddy. What a fish. All right, so I think one of my surefire patterns that I've developed, won tournaments on, is shallow dock fishing in the fall. You know, I think sometimes the shallower the better. It's a deal I cover a bunch of water. We're gonna try to do that today. We hadn't fished very many, and we had that bite right there is out off the end of it. I kind of expect them to be up shallow, but we're gonna see how the day develops. So let's give it a try, shallow dock fishing. Man, that one kind of tied me up. I hit the trolling motor. We're kind of getting them figured out. I'm not a giant, but we got a giant. When I'm trying to look for key docks, you see how this dock here sticks out a lot further than these last couple? To me, that's a key dock. It's almost like it's on an underwater point. That's one that I'll make multiple casts to, or that's one that I would start on, something that sticks out further than everything else down the line. But I really expected them to be up, you know, on the first or second leg, but now we've had 2 bites out off the end. So part of dock fishing, you know, you just try to duplicate the bite. You know, you're gonna end up finding a section of depth, a shade line, a certain bank they're on, and then it's just all about duplicating that as many times as you possibly can throughout your day. There's one. Man, talk about a plan coming together. What do I got? I got a bass. I got a bass, a chunky monkey. I like it, I like it, I like it. It's just crazy. You just gotta find something a little bit different on the dock to get a bite. You know, this one's got wagon wheels. It sticks out further. And a lot of times there can be multiple fish on it. There's another one. That's a good one. Golly, come here, fish. Get in the boat. That's a chunky one too. All right, that's a nice one. I love it, I love it. So I fished, you know, half a dozen docks, and now a pattern's starting to develop. Ones that stick out further on the ends and something a little bit different. You know, that's the things that I look for, you know, fishing the shallow dock pattern in the fall. It's pretty cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, there's another one. There's another one. Golly, we found the dock. We found the dock. That's what it is about the fall, is just, man, you'll find a dock. Guys, I want to tell you, like, I've won events on this dock pattern where I've caught 20 bass out of a dock. I mean, it's just crazy, crazy. Let's do that again. All right, so I've lost a couple here, and here's what I'm doing wrong. I'm going with the wind. I feel like current going this way, fish facing this way, and my bait's coming by them, and they're just not getting it good. So I'm gonna start, I still wanna go with the wind, just cover water, but I'm gonna try to throw like this, perpendicular to it, to where at least it's coming in front of their faces, and see if I start hooking some more. Like that right there. It's crazy to me that they are that peculiar on the angle of that bladed jig, that slobber knocker coming by them. They want it coming this way. I've had a few bites coming, you know, shallow to deep, but they just basically want it that direction. That's kind of different for me. Another one. Golly. Golly. Man, that's fun. That is fun, fun, fun. That's a better one. That's a better one. Whoa, sorry, buddy. I promise you guys, like, I went through there, that's a chunk. I went like a bunch of docks, good ones that stuck out, throwing this way. Just take it, you know, that's something that I learned today, just the angle. I'm not gonna say I learned today, but today the angle is like this. They want it staying basically in the same depth. I've had very few bites bringing it this way, and maybe that's a pressure thing. Maybe the amount of people that fish this lake, they're always throwing down that dock this way. I do know one thing. I am going to have to get me a cushion on this rod. My belly is red. Look at that. That's all from, well, a lot of that's from eating too much, but that red, that's from not having my cushion on there. I gotta steal one off one of these other rods. You know, watching this video, you're thinking, man, every dock's got multiple fish on it. That's not the case. We've just fished a long stretch without a bite. And it's just those key docks, something that's, you can almost look down through there. I think the last dock maybe, and then obviously that isolated dock. But these last 10 docks, we haven't had a bite on, and I don't think we're gonna have a bite on the next 3. Maybe we will, but they sure don't stand out to me. They're not any different than those ones down through there where we had multiple bites. There's one. Oh, that feels like a good one. That feels like a good one. I switched over to that spinner bait. Heck, first cast with it. Man, it's getting rough. Getting in the wind. I wanted to try something a little bit different, so I put that spinner bait on. Hey, one thing to think about, like, I'm not trying to make a killer cast. Like, this deal, when this pattern's working, make a high percentage cast. Don't try to put it like underneath, you know, if they're there and they're gonna bite, they're coming to get the bait. They're up there to feed, so don't, you know, make the mistake of trying to make a perfect killer cast back up underneath and under, taking the chance to get snagged, because you don't have to do that on a day like today. We got wind, we got, you know, all these great things, and if I had to, you know, if I had to put it way back in there, I'm gonna throw like a wacky Cinco or something along those lines, just because that would be more conducive to those days being calm. So don't try to have to make a killer cast. Just right out there, just like that right there, and that's where that bite come from. Think about when they pull that boat on a boat lift or pull it off of a boat lift. You know, when they've got to power that thing up there, it's digging, you know, it's churning in that 2 foot of water or 1 foot of water. Same thing when you throw it in reverse, so it digs a hole right there in that slip. And I can't tell you how many times that could be the best ever key spot where that engine sits, because it can be that much deeper. Sometimes it can be, you know, 2 foot deeper. You know, you'll have a 3-4 foot hole up there in a 2 foot dock, and man, you'll get a lot of bites right there. Oh gosh, first cast. Dadgummit. There he is. Just didn't get him on the first cast, but we got him on the second. Oh, spinner bait. I like a spinner bait in the fall. I like a vibrating jig in the fall. They're kind of hand in hand, you know. I wanted to show them something a little bit different. That's why I picked this spinner bait up. But, you know, that vibrating jig is good too. There might be a bunch on this dock. Got me at a weird angle. It's a nice one. Crazy, you fish down a stretch of docks, You get 2 bites off the same dock. All right. Oh, that feels like a good one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That is so fun. Golly, that's fun. Man, just made a little adjustment. I just needed to start going into the wind, bringing my bait to the fish. You know, with them sitting out there, I needed to bring it to them. All right. Thank you, buddy. All right, with that fish, let's do the power stop breakdown real quick. And this is important because a couple mistakes that can be made is getting too heavy of a bait. You know, so I've caught quite a few fish today on this bait right here, but it's a 3/8 ounce slobber knocker. That's a Berkley, the new vibrating jig, got the power swimmer on it, just black, blue, purple. It's really dark water. Got 20-pound test, a 7-1 medium heavy rod, and a slow gear ratio reel, a 6/8-1. That's kind of slow. The other bait, I've kind of switched it up here, throwing a spinner bait a little bit, just a 3/8. That's the new Berkley Power Spin, standard size, tandem willow. Man, just a favorite bait of mine in the fall. I love both of these baits. Same rod, same line, same reel as the slobber knocker. Now, a person's gonna ask, when do you throw the slobber knocker, when do you throw the spinner bait? It's a great question. I like the slobber knocker if I'm having to skip it up underneath there. You know, it just skips a lot better, obviously, than a spinner bait. I like the slobber knocker if I've got grass around some of the docks. You know, if I can throw a spinner bait, I just feel like a lot of times a spinner bait is a bait that I'll get a little bit bigger bites on, a bait that a lot of other people don't throw, and it's just a bait that shines in the fall. So I kind of have both of them tied on. It's just one of those things that you're gonna have to determine when you're out there fishing. Oh no. Oh no, golly, it's a big one too. Gosh dang it, it's that dadgum wheel up there. I'm just trying not to pull on it too hard, you know, because it'll cut it on that metal up there. Oh gosh, I don't know if we're gonna get this one in. I just don't know, but I'm gonna try. Gosh, that is just horrible stuff up there. Oh. I don't even know where it's at. It's just breaking my line. Oh, come on, fish. Oh. That fish went through everything. It's still on there. I can feel it. It's still on there. I don't know how to get it out. I don't know where the fish is at. It's so muddy I can't see anything. Huh. Oh, I found a fish. I found a fish. Oh, oh my elbow's caught. in the heck did it go through those spokes? That's crazy. I don't know. It's still on there. That's the thing about it. Some good line. Oh, there's my spinnerbait. There's the fish. I got her. I got her. Oh, that was a fiasco. Look at that. Oh man, I'm wet up to my armpit. Shallow dock fishing. Well, I can tell you exactly how deep it is. It's that deep. What is that, 3 feet right there? Oh, fish, you made me work for you. Phew. That fish is as tuckered out as I am. Man, that fish is wore out as I am. Like I was just trying to get it on. I mean, it stayed on the whole time. It hit right up through there and it went through that metal wheel somehow. Stayed on there the whole time. I don't know, 20-pound test. It was pulling hard, but I didn't try to like pull it out too hard, you know. I didn't want to break my line, but whew, guys. I think I'm gonna call it a day. Shallow dock fishing. Couple things to keep in mind. You know, I was using a 3/8 slobber knocker, a 3/8 spinnerbait, lighter spinnerbaits. We're talking about shallow water, and I think these fish are feeding up. You know, they're not feeding down. I don't need that bait to be down on the bottom. You know, I need it to be in the top half of that water column. And like I said, it's only this deep, so I need that bait to be that deep down. And you get too heavy of a bait, it's gonna get down below them. And I think that's bad. It's just something I've learned through the years, you know, fishing this time of the year. Another thing, the water temperature today. The water temperature is 65 degrees. So, you know, the water's cooling off big time. That's when this really starts to shine. It's just a fun pattern today. It was all about the wind, getting in the wind. You know, that fish was kind of back on this dock a little bit, but the most of them, you know, were up on the front. You know, normally I'd catch a lot of them even on the shallowest part of the dock this time of year. So you got to try both. But once you figure it out, just duplicate it as many times as you can. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. I'm gonna go to the truck and dry off, but man, I appreciate you following along. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe for that one.